Canadian seniors, there is an important update happening right now that affects your CPP and OAS payments in March 2026. And it is connected to something called Bill C-22, a law that is quietly reshaping how the government supports Canadians in their retirement years. The truth is, many people receiving CPP and OAS right now still have no idea what is changing, when higher payments will arrive, or why some seniors may see adjustments before others. If you have been waiting for a clear, simple explanation of what is actually happening this month, you are in the right place. By the end of this video, you will know exactly what Bill C-22 means for you, why CPP and OAS are both going up in March 2026, who may see those higher payments first, and what you should be checking right now. Stay with me, because this one matters. Let me start with the basics, because a lot of confusion begins when people are not sure what they are dealing with. CPP, or the Canada Pension Plan, is a monthly payment from the federal government that you earn based on how much you contributed to the plan while you were working. OAS, or Old Age Security, is a separate monthly payment that most Canadians age 65 and over receive based mainly on how long they have lived in Canada. They are two different programs, but most Canadian seniors receive both. And right now, in March 2026, both of them are going up. Bill C-22 is a federal law called the Canada Disability Benefit Act. It passed Parliament and received royal assent back in June 2023. It came into force in June 2024, and actual payments under this new benefit started flowing in July 2025. The reason Bill C-22 is getting so much attention right now in early 2026 is simple. It represents a significant shift in how the Canadian government thinks about financial support, not just for retirees, but for Canadians who need help at every stage of life. And because it touches disability income, and because disability income is connected to CPP and pension systems, many seniors are asking serious questions about how all of this fits together. But here's what most Canadian seniors don't realize. Bill C-22 is not just one isolated policy sitting in a corner of the government's website. It is part of a bigger wave of support changes happening right now. Understanding it helps you understand the full picture of what is available to you and to people close to you who may need it. So let me explain how CPP and OAS payments actually work, because this is important before we get into what is changing. Your CPP retirement payment is based entirely on your personal contributions. The more you earned and contributed over your working life, the higher your CPP amount. For 2026, the maximum CPP retirement pension at age 65 is confirmed at $1,107.65 per month. That is up 2% from last year. But most Canadians do not receive the maximum. The average is considerably lower, depending on their work history. If you started CPP at age 60, your amount was reduced. If you waited until 70, it is higher. It is a personal number tied to your own record. OAS is different. You do not need a work history to receive it. Most Canadians who have lived in Canada for at least 40 years after age 18 receive the full amount. For January to March 2026, the maximum OAS pension is $742.31 per month if you are between ages 65 and 74. If you are 75 or older, that amount goes up to $816.54 per month. OAS is adjusted every 3 months based on the cost of living. CPP is adjusted once a year. Both went up at the start of 2026, and those higher amounts continue through the March payment. If you also receive the Guaranteed Income Supplement, which is the GIS, and many low-income seniors do, your total monthly support can be quite a bit higher. A single senior receiving both OAS and the full GIS can currently receive up to $1,108.74 per month in GIS alone, on top of their OAS. That is real money, and it is worth knowing exactly what you are entitled to. Now here is where Bill C-22 fits into the bigger picture. And this is where things get a little confusing for many seniors. Bill C-22 did not directly create a new CPP or OAS increase on its own. What it did was create something brand new called the Canada Disability Benefit. This benefit is designed for working-age Canadians with disabilities, specifically people between 18 and 64 years old. If someone qualifies, they receive direct financial support from the federal government through Service Canada. Why does this matter to retirees? Because some of the Canadians who will eventually receive the Canada Disability Benefit are the same people who will later move into CPP retirement or CPP disability pensions. And the existence of this benefit changes the financial landscape for many families who are also planning retirement income. It also signals that the federal government has committed to expanding its support structure in ways that affect the broader pension and retirement system over time. There is also a direct connection for certain seniors. CPP offers its own disability benefit, completely separate from the Canada Disability Benefit under Bill C-22. The CPP disability pension in 2026 can reach up to $1,141.20 per month for eligible recipients. That is a number many Canadians do not know about. When someone on CPP disability turns 65, their benefit automatically converts to a CPP retirement pension. This means the changes happening in the disability support space connect directly to what seniors eventually receive in retirement. And this next part is very important, so please pay close attention. When people ask who gets paid first under these updates, here is the honest answer. The March 27, 2026 payment date for CPP and OAS is the same for everyone receiving these benefits through direct deposit. The federal government does not send payments to some seniors ahead of others based on where they live or how long they have been receiving benefits. The date is set, and it applies broadly. However, when it comes to payment amounts and new adjustments, not everyone receives the same increase at the same time, and here is why. The OAS increase for Q1 2026, which is the January to March quarter, was confirmed at 0.3%. That quarterly adjustment started with the January payment and carries through to March. If you became eligible for OAS for the first time in January, February, or March, you are entering the system at the new higher rate. But if you were already receiving OAS and your benefit was recalculated, or if you are newly eligible for GIS or a higher GIS tier, the timing of when you see your adjusted amount depends on when your file was processed and approved by Service Canada. For people newly applying for the Canada Disability Benefit under Bill C-22, the rules are specific. If your application was received and approved, you begin receiving payments the month after your approval. You can also receive back payments going back up to 24 months from when the application was submitted, but not before June 2025, which was when the benefit first became available. So someone who applied in early 2026 could receive a single payment that includes several months of back pay. That is one reason why some people will see a larger deposit arrive sooner than others. It is not really about being paid first, it is about back payments arriving all at once. There are some common misunderstandings making the rounds right now, and you deserve a straight answer on each one. Some seniors believe that every CPP and OAS recipient will receive the same dollar increase in March 2026. That is not accurate. Your increase depends on your current benefit amount. A 2% increase on a higher CPP payment means a bigger dollar change than a 2% increase on a lower amount. The percentage is the same, but the actual dollars in your account will differ. Some people also believe that the government automatically updates your information and adjusts your payments without any action on your part. For CPP and OAS, that is largely true. Adjustments are applied to your file automatically. But for programs like the GIS, the allowance, or the new Canada Disability Benefit, your income information from your most recent tax return plays a direct role in determining your amount. If you did not file your taxes, your GIS amount may be reduced or even stopped. This is one of the most important things any senior on GIS needs to know. Others worry that because Bill C-22 or other changes are happening, their current payments might be disrupted or delayed. That is not what is happening. These updates are additive. They are bringing in new support and adjusting existing payments upward, not reducing them. So what should you actually do right now? The most important step is to log into your My Service Canada account. That is the official government portal where you can see your CPP and OAS payment amounts, check upcoming deposit dates, and review any notices sent to your account. If you do not have an account set up yet, it is worth doing. It takes some time to register, but gives you direct access to your benefit information. You should also be watching for official letters in the mail from Service Canada. When your benefit amount changes, the government sends a notice explaining your new payment amount and the reason for the change. Do not throw those letters away. They contain specific numbers tied to your personal account. If you think you might qualify for the GIS and you are not currently receiving it, now is the time to look into it. A single senior with an annual income below $22,488 may be eligible. That threshold exists for 2026, and it is based on the income you reported on your most recent tax return. Filing your taxes on time every year is not just about CRA. It is directly connected to whether your GIS payments are continued or increased. It is important to understand something clearly here. The purpose of sharing updates like this is not to create fear or confusion for Canadian seniors. The goal is simply to make sure you have accurate information so you can feel confident about what is happening with your retirement benefits. Many people hear headlines about new laws or benefit changes and immediately worry that their payments might stop or be delayed. In reality, for the vast majority of seniors across Canada who currently receive CPP and OAS, those payments continue to follow the normal schedule, just as they always have. According to the current payment calendar, March 27, 2026 is confirmed as the next official payment date, and seniors who are already enrolled in these programs should expect their deposits to arrive according to that timeline. At the same time, there are some positive updates that are part of this discussion. Benefit amounts are gradually increasing to help seniors keep up with the rising cost of living. These adjustments are built into the system and are reviewed regularly to reflect inflation and economic conditions. In addition, Bill C-22 introduced an additional layer of financial support aimed primarily at Canadians living with disabilities, helping strengthen the broader support network connected to retirement and income programs. What this means is that the overall system, including CPP and OAS, continues to evolve in response to real financial pressures facing Canadians. The key takeaway is that the pension system itself is still operating as expected. Payments are continuing, and updates like these are part of the government's ongoing effort to maintain stability for seniors. Government updates like these almost always roll out gradually. If changes affect your specific file, Service Canada will reach out. If you stay informed, file your taxes, and monitor your account, you are already doing everything right. Being aware is the best protection you have against confusion or missed benefits. Knowledge is not panic. Knowledge is power. Before we wrap up, which province are you watching from? Drop it in the comments below. It helps us understand where our viewers are and what topics matter most to your region. If this video gave you a clearer picture of what is happening with CPP, OAS, and Bill C-22 in March 2026, please hit the like button. It genuinely helps this channel reach more Canadian seniors who need this information. If you want to stay up to date on Canadian pension updates, OAS changes, CRA notices, and retirement benefit news, subscribe to the channel. We post regularly and we keep things clear, calm, and factual. This is a space for real information, not noise. Before we close, it is important to understand that the information shared in this video is meant for general awareness and educational purposes only. Government benefit programs such as CPP and OAS are managed by federal agencies, and the rules, payment amounts, eligibility requirements, and timelines can change over time. Updates may happen because of new government policies, cost of living adjustments, budget decisions, or administrative changes. Because of this, the details discussed in the video should be viewed as a helpful overview to keep you informed, but they may not reflect every individual situation or the most recent adjustment that could affect your personal benefits. For that reason, it is always a good idea to confirm your own benefit details directly with official sources. The most reliable place to check is Service Canada, especially through your My Service Canada account, where you can see your personal payment information, eligibility status, and any official notices related to your benefits. If you are unsure about how a rule applies to your situation, you may also want to speak with a qualified Canadian financial or tax professional who understands government retirement programs. Taking a few minutes to verify your information through official channels can help ensure that you have the most accurate details for your specific circumstances. Thank you for watching. Staying informed is one of the best things you can do to protect your retirement income. The updates happening in March 2026 are real, the payment increases are confirmed, and knowing how they apply to you puts you ahead of the confusion that catches so many seniors off guard. Coming up next, we are going to look at a very important update that GIS recipients specifically need to know about, including a change that could affect the amount you receive if your income has shifted recently. That one is coming soon, and you will not want to miss it. Take care of yourself, and we will see you in the next video.